Never scrub again with Easy Clean. Whether it's the shower or bath, grouting, patio, or even the kitchen sink, Easy Clean's advanced surface treatments restore, protect, and seal surfaces, reducing your cleaning time by up to 90%. With their lifetime guarantee, you can restore your surfaced areas to their original sparkling condition with effortless ease. Call 1300 146 136 or visit easyclean.com.au today. That's EZICLEN.com.au. Easy Clean today for an easier clean tomorrow.
I'm a gamer, a foodie,
a boss lady. I am sporty,
outdoorsy,
outspoken. I am fashion.
I am old-fashioned.
What I am not
is the same.
But none of us are.
We are all individuals with unique interests, needs, and goals.
We believe that everyone should have the right to live the life they want for themselves.
Whether it be exploring the world,
Dog walking,
or binge watching their favorite show.
So instead of searching for the things that we do the same,
let's champion the things that set us apart.
Because we're not innovating for disabilities.
We're innovating for individuals.
Might have enough, but Apex is pulling him quickly. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, is it a dead heat? I think we've got a dead heat.
It's going to work off Oily again.
Oh, yes, both.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that comment is fine.
Look at how many cars are trying to go through here. They're 3 wide coming through. Squiddy's got fed out into the wall. They're 2 wide coming up through the cutting.
Oh, he's making a move on Viking Racer now into the dipper and does it. He's caught around the outside into the dipper. What a move.
Oh, he runs a little bit wide. He's on the grass.
Keep it clean. Come on, Oil, bring it home.
Showman's got the run.
Stand finish. Who's got to get it? Showman's got it. Oh, he's just taken out the win on the
West side down the hill. Captain's got his nose in front just barely. Oh, he has full trust in him. They're still side by side. Captain takes the position around the outside down the hill.
Around the outside.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to have 3 wide. Adam's going wide. Adam's going deep on the brakes on the Rexy. Gets the pass done. Goes Adam from
fourth to first.
What a move.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, race fans of all ages, we welcome you to the ultimate round of Season 13 at W2W Racing. We're here to bring you Div1 action from Sainte-Criox in France, the made-up track that has everything. Long straights, tight turns, fuel saving, tyre saving, everything is needed here to be successful. Joining me in comms, we have the untouchable Touchy. Welcome, welcome, Touchy.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers, Devil. Always a pleasure to hear that wonderful intro. It is not a wheel-to-wheel stream without that intro, and it's good to have you here for the showcase round of the season. It has been a long season, and I think these guys are pretty much ready to go. So we'll kick it off if you want to give us a quick rundown as to what the race is tonight.
Yeah, it has been a long season. Round 18 here, and I'll just quickly say thanks, Captain, for managing the stream for us tonight. But we have Div 1, 25 laps of Sainte-Criox. We're going to kick this off pretty much straight away. Qualifying has already been run and done. And we're going to get underway straight away with this race. So whenever you're ready, Captain and Teaksy, who's hosting it, here we go. So
everyone already on the starting line.
Now, kicking us off here, we got Scooter 82 in pole position, but I think we'll jump on with Sekis in number 6, sixth position, and follow him from the lead as the lights go on. And they drop, and we are racing. Everyone gets away.
Start.
Everyone gets away.
Clean
Good
start.
even start
work.
across the field.
The first corner, the second corner really here is where we could see some action. As they all dive through that first left-hander and into the tight right-hander, hard on brakes. There's a sea of Mustangs in this field.
Everybody's bunching up real quick. We've seen a couple of the back markers here. Sekis or maybe Corbin taking some of the guardrail on the exit of, well, effective turn 1. But surprisingly, everyone's gone through nice and cleanly. They're realising that this is an hour and a half long race. It is not going to be won at the first corner.
Yeah, that guardrail at that corner is going to be a lot of people's friends tonight, I think.
Corbin did pick up a bit of damage on the right front corner there with that little bit of contact on the inside, and Flossie, Flossie almost losing it going through the kink there. But Scooter 82 getting a really good start in the BMW M6 out in the lead. Almost a second ahead of Dale already.
He's already in a great spot with that breaking the toes, with that gap that is basically breaking the toes. So he's going to want to really hone it now and hit these next couple of corners, because this back straight is huge.
Yeah, that BMW is it's a jack of all trades. It's good at everything, but that RX Vision that is sitting in second place at the moment, being steered by Dale Teeks, is an absolute weapon around this track. It is, I saw that, but Scooter 82, he will get on the tail of Teeksy will get on the tail of Scooter 82, and he will be miserly on his fuel.
Adam B wide coming onto the bridge. It's just saved himself from a bit of damage.
That's such a scary spot to go wide.
I also want to note too, Scooter has actually started on medium tyres, and the two guys behind him are on softs, so getting his medium stint done here. Oh, Showman! Oh, back in.
Flossie's around again.
He is Flossie in 10th place. He's having a shocker first lap.
That is not where you want to be, unfortunately, for Flossie. And just as a quick heads up for everybody watching, we have all 3 tyre compounds mandatory for tonight's race, so soft, medium and hard. That's why you're going to be seeing different drivers start on different tyres and also have completely different strategies. So unfortunate for Flossie, he's already at the back of the grid and has got some work to do to catch back up.
Yeah, Corbin down the inside of Sekis for 7th spot. Just as we come through the end of the straight and a little bit sideways out of the corner. We've run through the tyres of the top 3 guys. We'll get the tyres out for the rest of the field. We've got Apex and Tombo both running mediums. Showman and Corbin as well on the medium tyre. Sekis is on the hard tyre, so I expect him to get off those pretty quickly. Same as well with Dodgy. And then in 10th place we have Flossie on the medium tyre. So Dale and Dodgy probably the outliers on the alternate tyres, being the softs and the hards.
Yeah, Sekis and Dodgy. So Sekis coming around to finish his first lap. Will he pit? Because I believe from the Div2, the guys that did the hard tyres only did 1 lap really on the hard tyres, but Sekis is going around for another lap, and so is Dodgy.
Yeah, there was a bit of a mix in tyre strategy in Div2. A couple of guys were getting their hards out pretty much straight away. A couple of guys also ran the hard tyres for about, I think the cap was about 3 to 4 laps. And then they got rid of those tyres just to make the strategy work. We're probably looking at about 7 or 8 laps with medium tyres tonight, and then probably about 5, maybe 6 laps on the softs tonight for tyre numbers. Devil?
Well, no one's ever complained about getting the hard out straight away. So Scooter 82 still with that 1 second lead over Teeksy at the moment in that RX8 Vision. or the noisy mosquito, as it's been come to be known. So Dale Teague's not able to take advantage of the slipstream and save some fuel here at the moment, and it's showing in the fuel numbers. Adam V, who's a further second behind, still he's not able to take advantage of any slipstream either. And also copping a half a second penalty there does Adam V, so that is going to hurt him. So he had a 1.5 second lead over Apex, his perennial rival in this series, and that is going to diminish at the next point where he has to actually burn that penalty. So Apex, who is...
It's going to be halfway down the straight here, Devlin. I believe he picked it up just on the exit of the final corner. You can run a little bit wide on the grass there, and depending on how the stewards are feeling or what the stewards see, you can either get away without a penalty, or you can pick up half a second. You shouldn't lose too much time. Might have Apex right on the back of him as they get to the end of the straight, but he should survive and hold position.
Well, his Apex has got his teammate Tombo right behind him at the moment, who will be nudging him along down this straight. If we watch him down the straight, Showman, who is right behind those guys, I guarantee you Tombo will not look to overtake. He will be nudging Apex along.
Yeah, teammates are well versed in driving close to each other and working together in terms of slipstream and fuel efficiency. The Jag is a quick car, but it doesn't have a great top speed, so slipstreaming and bump drafting definitely help get this car around the circuit. But Adam, losing about 1.2, 1.3 seconds to that half a second penalty, so burn zone on this track is absolutely brutal. You want to be avoiding penalties at all costs.
Yeah, and Tombo knows how to push the team forward too, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to push Apex forward to get the best result for the team. There's no doubt about that. But back up in the lead of the race, guys, Dale Teagues is now only 0.3 off Scooter. So he has really closed that gap during that last lap. We're finishing lap 2. He's right up behind him now, so he is now going to follow Scooter around until the first pit stop.
Showman in 5th gets the jump on Tombo out of the final corner. Tombo just losing a little bit of time through the Apex.
I'm going to see if I can jump back to that quickly. Is the replay going to be quick enough? Yeah, a bit of the start-finish straight. Showman having just a bit of a better run out through the last corner and gets the move done before what is effectively turn 1. Very good.
Well, Dale's down the inside of Scooter on the front straight as we go back to live vision, and Dale takes the lead, lap 3.
Oh, there we go. So completely ignoring anything that I said and has gone, no, I know better than you.
I've got my head in the ring here and I am going for that first place. Every part of strategy just goes out the window. When you're seeing first place, you go, yeah, screw it, I'll take it. Why not?
Well, I guess he actually has to, because Teague's on soft tyres and Scooter is on medium, so he can't hang around behind Scooter at the moment. He really needs to push for time here and try and get a gap on Scooter.
The first of our pit stoppers, by the way, gentlemen, Dodgy 86, getting off the hard tyres after 2 laps. He is now on the medium tyres.
Sekis, who has also started on hard tyres, he's going for a 3rd lap at least on those hards. He stayed on them.
And I will try and do my absolute best to keep an eye out on the strategies and the pit stops tonight. I've noted Dodgy's stop down, so wish me luck, gentlemen. There is a lot of stops still yet to come.
Yeah, I've got your work cut out for you, but that is some fantastic info that will be certainly handy once we come towards the end of this race. Still such a long way to go. I can't believe we're only on effective lap 3, 2 laps completed. And yeah, what are we, 7-8 minutes in now? It's going to be a long race.
Yeah, look, it is a long lap, this one, over 3 minutes a lap. So at 25 laps, we're looking at an hour and a half race here. I think the story at the moment, though, for the play out on this race is Showman in 5th place, having split the 2 teammates of Apex and Tombo. So those 2 can't work together at the moment anymore until Tombo does something about Showman.
Tombo is losing out as well on straight line speed towards the end of the straight. They are driving into a 4 metre a second headwind, so that wouldn't be doing them any favours.
And Tombo is just out of that slipstream where Showman is still in Apex's slipstream. So if he's not careful, he could find himself dropping off this top 5 here at the moment, Tombo. He really needs to make sure he stays on the back of Showman and stays within reach of him. So while we're talking about that, we also noted just before the race, guys, our Div1 champion who already has it in the bag, Goat, is a non-appearance here tonight. However, second place in Div1 is still very much up for grabs between KZ, Seckers, Scooter and Apex. All 4 of them vying for second place on the podium of the championship here tonight.
Yeah, look, there's only about 100 points in it, and with 600 points on offer for the race win, 100 points is next to nothing. And so we'll be keeping an eye out on these guys throughout the evening, seeing how they work through the strategies and where they end up on track throughout the course of the evening.
Now, of course, with KZ not in the race at the moment, Touchy, he has a substitute for him tonight. Is that right?
Yeah, so KZ has entrusted Best Mate Showman to drive him to victory tonight. Those guys have been sharing the seat throughout the season. I believe KZ specialising in the Red Bull Junior and Showman putting his talents to the Mustang. So a good idea for a driver pairing for the guys to specialise on a car each. Gives the best possible chance of a result at the end of the night for those guys and for Scooter Air Quadrifoglio as a whole.
Yeah, interesting strategy to have 2 drivers taking up 1 seat in a team, which I don't think has happened before in wheel to wheel. But have we had the like we have this season where we've had 2 different series in one?
Yeah, so we also have Dodgy who shares. He's been sharing his seat throughout the season, both with Stefco and Dragon.
Previous seasons, Adam and myself have done a shared drive for Team 13R, so it's a seldom seen strategy, and it's definitely becoming a little bit more commonplace for people that can't quite commit to racing every single weekend. Actually works in pretty well.
Yeah, and look, guys, back up the front, we've got Teaksy now out to a 2.2 second lead, making the most of those soft tyres. I don't know that he's got too many laps left in him on these tyres, though. They're looking pretty worn. And that being said, Scooter's on the mediums. He's probably only got an extra 1 or 2 laps left in him on those. So Teaksy certainly making the most of those soft tyres at the moment and pulling out a gap on Scooter. While Adam V, a further 2 seconds back in 3rd place on those softs. And that Lexus has punished those tyres. So he'll definitely pit this lap. I'm making the call now.
Yeah, look, expect Dale maybe to go another lap or so. I would say Scooter could probably do an extra 2, maybe 3 laps with how the tyres are looking on the M6 at the moment. And look, maybe a bit of a bold call to have Adam come in so early. I think Adam's probably going to run 1 more lap.
Oh, yeah, he goes past. He definitely looked like he was going in there, but no, he's gone straight past. The Lexus has been really brutal on those tyres, though.
And I've just jumped on board with Seckers in 7th spot. He has decided to get rid of those hard tyres in 7th spot, now down to 8th.
All right, so we'll see Seckers and Dodgy, who have recently pitted, both of them. We would expect to see them start to make a bit of ground on these guys and maybe take use of that undercut that you get with changing on fresh tyres while everyone else is on worn out ones.
And Seckers has gone to medium and brimmed the tank.
So it comes out in 9th, 4.5 seconds, 4 seconds clear of Dodgy. So look, he's made good ground there. Fresh mediums, he will 15 seconds behind Corbin. We would expect he'll start, both those guys, both Seckers and Dodgy, will start to make ground on the rest of the field now, having pitted early and onto fresh rubber.
Yeah, Seckers about 50 seconds back from Dale Teeks at the moment. Should pop back in ahead of, I believe he was ahead of Flossie in challenging Tombo, or starting to look to challenge Tombo.
We'll keep an eye on that, guys, and when Teeksy does pit, we'll just make sure that we refresh where that gap is back to Seckers. 50 seconds at the moment. So let's see if he's able to make any time up on Teeksy. Oh, Teeksy into the rail as he comes out of that corner.
And
no damage. Oh yes, damage on the front left and this front bar.
That's going to allow Scooter just to find a little bit of slipstream. He'll get a run down the straight here. I don't expect Scooter to get the pass. That BMW is a good all-round car. It does lack a little bit on the top end.
He's closing.
Yeah, he won't quite get enough to make a move, but geez, he will be right under the wing of Teeksy here, and he will be pressuring him. So that has really hurt Teeksy's soft tyre run here, because he had nearly a 3-second gap over Scooter, and just that one mistake has deleted his entire 5 laps worth of work.
It's absolutely all it takes, really, isn't it? And one mistake, such a giant lap, and can really hurt your tyre life and tyre grip, and yeah, you end up just losing that lead that you so desperately needed, and finding Scooter in quite a favourable spot here on medium on a slower tyre, keeping up with somebody who's already done a soft stint.
Yeah, and it really, now it's Teeksy and Scooter that have sprinted out from this field. They're over 3 seconds clear of Adam V at the moment, who in that Lexus, he is really hurting. So in goes Teeksy into the pits. So let's check Seckers. He is now 48 seconds to the rear. So he's made up 2 seconds on that lap, which really would be due to that shunt that Teeksy had. So not as significant as I expected it to be.
No, it'll certainly be interesting to see where they pop out, and obviously Dale Teeks and Adam are both in the pits now. So these guys have both been on softs and will be moving to who knows what in a second. Dale Teeks coming out mediums, Adam V10 looking like he's still brimming his tank, also coming out of mediums. I wonder if these guys have talked strategy and are doing the same thing. Adam jumping ahead of Corbin there, with a half-second penalty as well.
Yeah, Corbin 10 seconds clear of Seckers. That half-second penalty's not going to hurt him there, but he would have had a chance to put some hurt on Adam here if it wasn't for that penalty. With hot tyres, Adam V on cold tyres, but fresh.
I think Corbin's out of grip on lap 6 with those medium tyres. He is looking down the inside, but taking the fresh tyre braking marker, just almost flirted with the wall.
He was dangerously close there, wasn't he?
And then Seckers is about 10 seconds behind these guys at the moment in the Mustang, also on the medium compound of tyre.
And he's making ground up too, guys. Every corner he's making up a 10th at the moment. So that Mustang of Seckers on those fresh tyres versus the Jag of Corbin on those almost fully red front left tyre is it's making up a hell of a lot of ground here at the moment.
I will say I am a little bit surprised with the field spread at the moment, so early into the race, with most of the guys starting on a very similar compounded tyre. we'll have to wait and see if the strategies pull them all back together.
If anything, or if history is anything to go by, they will certainly be close at the end of the race. We saw it a couple of weeks ago at, I want to say, Watkins Glen, with Tombo's strategy that was so close to coming off for a race win, but unfortunate little incident in the middle of his stint. But he found himself clean air. He pit off of the hards on lap 1. He found himself dead clean air for the rest of the race, and it was an enduro as well. He just set the most consistent lap times I have seen in the 8 or 9 seasons, however many seasons have been here now, and they were all within 5 to 6 tenths for 20-30 laps. It was absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, did get held up with his teammate, but yeah, unfortunately for Tombo, didn't come away with a race win. But strategies, they all so close at the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Scooter at the moment is leading this race. He's got some fairly worn mediums, and chasing him down is Apex and Showman, who are about 6 seconds behind, but they are slowly slowing this gap. So, like we said, towards the end of the race, all these strategies are going to come together. But even now at the start of the race, we're seeing different strategies show different results, and Apex and Showman are closing down on Scooter at the moment. It's down to 5.3. So another 5 or 10 laps, we'll see another pit stop between these guys, and the top 3 will be pretty close together, I would imagine.
Yeah, they sure will. And Showman is looking very threatening to Apex Humper at the moment. Apex probably, we'll say, is the better on the tyres, but Showman is showing some good speed as Corbin is in the pits now from 8th spot, getting off his mediums.
Yeah, geez, he rang the life out of those mediums too, didn't he? He used every single bit of rubber that there was.
So, interesting note, Corbin and Dodgy have now swapped places as well, and Dodgy is going to end up with a big lead over Corbin here. So, interesting to see that Dodgy has been able to pull some time back in, because before pit stops I thought Corbin was a noticeable distance in front. Or sorry, not noticeable, just a small difference in front, and is now, 20-something seconds behind. I don't know, have I missed something here, boys?
Corbin did have at least one penalty. Maybe he had another issue as well.
Yeah.
But that Mercedes is an absolute weapon around here. I did a race here, it was an enduro in that Mercedes, and it is an absolute weapon for fuel saving and tyre saving. So you drop a second or two at least every pit stop with the Mercedes. Unfortunately, I was outdone by Smurf in that race, who was in the RX-8 and stayed under my wing and saved a lot of fuel and done me in the last pit stop. But that Mercedes Ibs is an absolute weapon around this track. It's almost perfectly suited for it.
Don't be surprised if Dodgy did not put fuel in when he got off his hard tyres potentially as well, because Corbin was in the pits getting adding some fuel after the tyre stop. So
that could explain a 20-odd second gap. Yeah, certainly. So that brings another layer into the strategies as to when people fill up, when they want to be light on fuel for a few laps on a set of softs. They only last, we're saying 3, maybe 4 laps at most.
And speaking of fuel as well, Scooter 82 is in prime position here just to increase his lead out on the rest of the peloton. He is not on the flashing of the gauge, while everyone else is flashing quite deep into their fuel gauge.
Yeah, you're right. So Scooter can get another lap here with his fuel, there's no doubt about it. Whereas Apex, Showman, Tombo, all of the guys behind him, they all have to pit.
Expect all 4 of these guys to go into the pits now, because Scooter has just started flashing red on the gauge, so expect these 4 guys to be in the pits now.
That'll be impressive.
Let's see as Scooter goes by. Oh no, yep.
Yeah, 9%.
So we're going to have a flurry of pit stops here. Apex comes in second. Showman in third. Tombo in fourth. All into the pits. Flossie in fifth. He will have to pit as well. In that striking yellow and green.
A smattering of similar strategies here and varying fuel levels. Apex really using all of his fuel to get to that second position. Flossie with a pretty good fuel save as well in the Supra there. That thing's not known for its fuel economy, but he's doing pretty well with it. You can short shift it and still get some very good top speed with it. So.
Oh, and he gets out in front of Teaksy too in that RX-8 Vision. So 3 seconds, just under 3 seconds now as the time's normalised. 2.5, 2.3. So Scooter holds the lead over Teaksy with fresh hard tyres on, and Teaksy on mediums that are warmed up into temperature. So that gap of 2 seconds now will shorten very quickly with Scooter on the hards and Teaksy on the mediums.
And I believe Tombo has jumped Showman in the pits. So Tombo has not added as much fuel as Showman. Showman has got a full tank. Tombo is sitting just below 3/4 and has jumped Showman back in the pits.
He has short filled and he's put soft tyres on too. So Tombo looking to make up some track position here in this stint. How many laps is he going to get on soft tyres, Touchy?
We're probably looking about 5 laps is the prime run there for the soft tyres. For Tombo being on a controller, that is going to be a very long 5 laps. But Tombo is well versed in running cars that do, or in a way that does burn a bit of extra tyre wear around a lot of tracks. But I haven't noticed that the track is very heavy on its tyres, so...
Well, Tombo might be on a controller, but he gets better tyre wear than I do on a steering wheel. So, look, he doesn't earn the title of Australia's fastest cripple just because he's in a wheelchair. It's because he is very fast and he can make those tyres last. So he'll get the best out of these softs. At the moment, he's 3.5 seconds behind Apex, his teammate, and he'll be looking to make up that gap. Apex is also on softs. So, look, he might be pushing to make up the gap to Apex, but if he did, he'd make a gap up and then push Apex towards Adam.
Can we just pop on board with 6 and 7th for a second? Because Seckers is right up behind Showman at the moment, and Seckers was in quite a bit earlier than Showman, lap 4 compared to lap 7. And Seckers is looking very hungry, and I'm just wondering if maybe Showman's going to pull him up, or if he'll give the position off to Seckers. See who can make the ground.
Well, Showman's tyres are significantly better than Seckers at the moment, but you're right, Seckers is looking very pacey and wanting to get past him at the moment.
Showman is on his outlap at the moment after coming in at lap 7.
Positive these guys are in some form of comms as well, so they'll be able to talk through strategies and see what works for them best. They don't really have big egos. They know that they need to, or they can work as a team and see the bigger picture. So I don't particularly expect too much fighting here, so we will see if a cordial position swap is going to happen.
Well, both being on similar strategies, you would think the team strategy here is for Seckers to push, either push Showman along or swap positions and have Showman push him along.
Or the run out of the final corner there, maybe man Showman maybe takes lead for the time being. And that last flurry of pit stops means that we're through our first cycle of stops. So everyone's done their pit stop, and everyone's done their first of, I would say, probably 4 stops for most of the field. So we're deep into the strategy game now.
Might be an ideal time now, Captain, to run those ads while everyone's just settling into their new tyres.
Absolutely, fulfill some sponsor obligations. They are the reason that we can bring you these streams. So we will be back to racing in just a couple of short minutes.
scrub again with Easy Clean. Whether it's the shower or bath, grouting, patio, or even the kitchen sink, Easy Clean's advanced surface treatments restore, protect, and seal surfaces, reducing your cleaning time by up to 90%. With their lifetime guarantee, you can restore your surfaced areas to their original sparkling condition with effortless ease. Call 1300 146 136 or visit easyclean.com.au today. That's EZICLEEN.com.au. Easy Clean today for an easier clean tomorrow.
A boss lady. I am sporty,
outdoorsy,
outspoken. I am fashion.
I am old-fashioned.
What I am not
is the same.
But none of us are.
We are all individuals with unique interests, needs, and goals.
We believe that everyone should have the right to live the life they want for themselves.
Whether it be exploring the world,
dog walking,
or binge watching their favorite show.
So instead of searching for the things that we do the same,
let's champion the things that set us apart.
Because we're not innovating for disabilities.
We're innovating for individuals.
Well, thank you very much for all of those sponsors that help to support World of Will here and make everything possible that you're seeing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, just to give a recap on this race so far, we are at lap 10. Everyone has cycled through pit stops at least once. Teaksy at the moment in that Mazda RX Vision is just putting on a display. He is 3.5 seconds clear in the lead, currently running on medium tyres, just under half a tank of fuel, and he's making this race his own. He's followed by Scooter 82 in that BMW, the jack of all trades. Scooter 82's on hard tyres, so he's going to struggle to even keep up here at the moment with Teaksy. I would imagine Teaksy's going to extend the gap, and as I say that, it's out to 3.8. He is followed then by Adam V10 in that Lexus, that Lexus seems to be brutalising those tyres, Touchy. I don't know about you, mate, but I've seen much better tyre conservation from Adam V in the past in other cars, but that Lexus is brutal here, it seems.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's having too much fun at the moment. Whether Adam is just pushing a little bit too hard through some of the faster corners, or whether the Lexus is actually getting a bit worse for tyres. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this plays out. But he's doing really well so far to be in third spot with the Lexus.
Yeah, look, he's being chased down at the moment too by Apex in fourth in that Jag, and he's on soft tyres at the moment and much fresher. Just while we've been talking about Adam V, he's brought it down 0.3, so we're about to see, I would imagine, in the next lap or so, Apex to be challenging Adam V for third place here in the race. Following Apex is Tombo on a very similar strategy. Back there in fifth place. He's 2.8 seconds behind Apex at the moment, and we'll be wanting to make up that gap so those two teammates can work together. Now, bigger gap back.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Tombo's done a good job to gap Showman. I know they came out fairly close. Tombo jumped Showman in at the first phase of pits. So that gap has grown quite immensely. Oh no! I think
we had to talk about him, didn't we?
Oh,
that's
Tombo spins it around and lights up those soft tyres. He's now being hassled by Seckers, who will be wanting to get past him really quickly here.
He'll send it down the inside here. We'll get the move done. Tombo won't have the grip. He'll have the damage, or have probably dirty tyres or grassy tyres.
Slide back to a replay on that and give us a on-board view of what happened to Tombo here through the sweepers in this back section. Looking pretty clean so far. Yeah, such a simple case of running slightly wide, picking up some grass, and then the barriers on the other side pierce out at an angle from the other or the main barrier, and yeah, just stops him dead, spins him right around, and then just gets in touch and tangles with Seckers. Unfortunate. Such an easy mistake to make.
And while we've
been watching
there,
that, yeah, Tombo got the jump back on Seckers through that tight right turn 1 there, but Seckers has got him back again. So heading into the next turn, look, Tombo is all over the back of Seckers here, gives him a bit of a rub, says, I want that position back, but Seckers is saying, you've got to earn it, son. You've got to earn it. I'm not giving it to you. Tomo's on fresher, soft tyres at the moment, so every second that he is behind Seckers is costing him a lot of time. So he needs to get in front of Seckers and gap him as soon as he can, because he needs to make the most of this soft tyre run. And while he's behind a guy on medium tyres, it is costing him. It gives him another little bit of a nudge there. Says, hurry up, son, come on. Either get moving or let me past.
And another pass that I was going to report as well, Devil, is we had Apex get past Adam V on the second straight, just after the start-finish straight, and Apex in third is all over the back of Scooter 82. So Apex has found some speed here with the softer compound of tyres. We have these three, second, third, and fourth, both run, or all three of them running a different compound of tyre each, and it looks like Scooter might be holding Apex up a little bit. Which would be inviting Adam back into the battle a little bit here as we come through this sweeper downhill. There is a bit of banking there on the inside there that you'd want to catch to carry the speed, and we're down the third straight, the longest of the three straights here. Apex has pulled out alongside Scooter in the BMW and has gotten the move done fairly easily, and Adam V10 is deep in the slipstream, but not catching as quickly as what I thought that he would.
Yeah, so we've got soft, hard, medium. Apex, Scooter, Adam V. So Apex making the most of those soft tyres there on the exit, getting the run down the straight and easily pulling that position for second place before the corner was there. But now we've got Scooter on hards being challenged by Adam on mediums at the moment. So those three different tyre compounds really showing the performance difference here in the cars, and we're going to see Adam V really put some heat on Scooter in the next couple of corners here, just because of those that softer compound. But geez, that Lexus is chewing through those tyres, Touchy. Those tyres do not look good on Adam V's car at the moment.
No, they do not, and Scooter dives into the pits to get rid of the hard tyres. Don't expect him to pop them on any time, or pop them on for the rest of the race, and we will see where that files him out into the field. This will put him pretty deep back into the field compared to where he's been running so far. Seckers has also made the trip down pit lane as well to get rid of the medium tyres.
Yeah, so a few pit stops here as we as the field starts to go through the second run of pit stops. But with Dale Teeks now 6 seconds in the clear in that RX-8 Vision, mate, it almost seems like that car was built for this track. It really does manage its fuel and its tyres really well around here. So he's 6 seconds clear of Apex, in those soft tyres. Look, Apex is trying to run him down. We're down to 5.5 seconds now, but every couple of corners breeds a different story here. Sometimes Teeksy will spread it out, sometimes Apex will bring it in. So Apex will be looking to pit at the end of this lap, and I would imagine Teaksy would have 1, maybe 2 laps left in him. We've got Adam V a further 2.2 seconds back in third, and then it's a good 6 seconds clear to the rest of the field.
Yeah, look, I'm the 3 guys up in the front at the moment. I'm expecting to see them into the pits at the end of this lap. I don't think the fuel's going to last long enough for 1 more lap, so that'll give Showman the lead, the on-track lead, in 4th spot, with Tombo about 5.5 seconds behind. He will be into the pits as well this time round. So Showman's going to have the lead, and he's going to have he's going to have a bit of a gap to Scooter if these 4 guys need to hang around the pits for a little while. And that is going to play to the strengths of the division championship for Showman and Cazadro.
Yeah, it's really hard to say at this point because of the different strategies that each driver has taken as to who the overall leader is. But you got to think it's between Showman and Teaksy at this point, don't you?
And don't forget about Scooter as well, because Scooter's just got off his hard tyres. He's now on mediums with a full tank of fuel. I expect him to run another 7 laps, maybe 8 laps if the BMW's got it in it.
He has found himself in a fantastic spot. Clear air. 13 seconds behind him, 24 seconds in front of him. I've said it before, if I want to find myself anywhere in the race, it is exactly where he is. You can just keep your head down. You've only got yourself to worry about. Hit your markers, make up that time. He is, even at 45 seconds off the lead, doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of strategy. We can't rule out Scooter yet, as we see Dale jump into the bits, jumping off those mediums, and Apex following.
Do we know what a pit stop costs here, Touchy, with a change of tyres and a full tank of fuel?
I completely forgot to take note of the pit stop delta. I would probably say maybe around the 45 to 60 second mark. That's what we're looking at if a full service is being done.
Well, that puts Scooter 82 right in the mix there, Captain, and you're spot on bringing him up. So he is exactly that far behind Teaksy at the moment, or as Showman now takes the lead.
Yeah, so Scooter only 30 seconds off of Showman now. So how many pit stops are we in for the top 5? Are we even? We're even on the end, aren't we?
Yeah, we're in the second round of pit stops at the moment, and we're still waiting on Showman to do his pit duties. Dale has gone on to hards with a half tank of fuel.
So Scooter's done 2 stops, and have Showman, Dale, Apex, and Adam, have they all done 2 stops as well?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so Scooter, I take that back. Scooter has actually got some work to do. He's found himself a good distance off of the race lead. I actually thought he had a pit stop up his sleeve, so.
Bear in mind, Scooter is on medium tyres and Dale is on the hard tyres, so I believe Scooter has got his slower tyres out of the way. I've just jumped on board with Adam in P4, and he has picked up some damage along the way, whilst also picking up the hard tyres as well.
So this puts Showman, Teaksy in the key positions here at the moment. Showman having just pitted on lap. Teaksy's last pit was lap 12, is that right? Yes, and he's on the hard, so he'll only do a couple of laps on these hards and then he'll be into pit again.
And Corbin as well has made a third Corbin is third stop, and he's now on medium tyres.
The field is certainly well spread out at the moment. Showman with a 15-second lead currently on track over Teaksy. Showman will be looking to pit either this lap or next as that fuel winds down and those tyres are well and truly worn. Teaksy will also be looking to pit within the next couple of laps because he's just put on fresh hard tyres. He doesn't want to stay on them too long.
Yeah, expect Dale to maybe run 2-3 laps, I would say. Or he may even just do the 1 lap. We do not know, but the fuel he's got, I would assume he's probably going to run 2 to 3 laps and run through those tyres or try and burn those tyres and run some pretty hot laps, or as hot as he can.
Yeah, Apex in 3rd place at the moment. He's on some fresh hard tyres. I don't think he took any fuel. If he took some fuel, it wasn't much because he's less than a quarter of a tank in him at the moment. So he's not looking to do too many laps on these hard tyres. As we come across for another lap now, Tixie goes past the pit lane, so does Apex. So neither of those guys are pitting. Adam V coming around, he's got hard tyres on now as well. He's 7 seconds to the rear of Apex, but he's in the pits. So Adam V does 1 lap on hard tyres and straight into the pits to get rid of them.
Couldn't agree more. Never been a fan of the hard tyre unless it's a level playing field and everyone has to be on hards. They're just not quick, so it's really not worth running them for any more than a single lap.
Yeah, it would be nice if they had a little bit more grip. They would definitely play into an interesting strategy, but they just do not have the grip in them or the pace.
You got to think though, with the way that Adam's burning the tyres on the Lexus, maybe another couple of laps on the hards wouldn't have been so bad because he is burning through them on the mediums and the softs.
Well, he's on the softs now after 13 laps. And we're really just waiting on Showman now to do his pit stop, and that is the 2nd round of pit stops done.
Halfway point 2, gentlemen.
Halfway, and these guys are running some lightning quick pace. 47 minutes into this race and we're already halfway in. That's incredible pace by these guys in the top split.
So we'll definitely see Showman, our leader, come into the pits on the next lap. He'll get off his mediums and most likely put more mediums on. We've got Teaksy in 2nd place, who is 15 seconds to the rear. He will inherit the lead, and with his hard tyres, will he do another lap, Touchy? That's the question.
He does have I think he does have the fuel to do another lap. That will get him to lap 15, which would probably tell me maybe a medium or 2 stint left.
He's about 4 seconds a lap slower on his hards as he is on his mediums. 4 seconds a lap it's costing him at the moment.
Yeah, the hard tyres are incredibly low on grip. They do have the longest life, but with the tyre multiplier we run here in wheel to wheel and the pace that you can get out of the 2 softer compounds just by letting off the pace a little bit, the hard tyres just really do not play a factor into it. And we've seen that throughout the whole second half of the season, even in the Red Bulls, the Red Bull Juniors. You could run the soft tyres for forever and they would never wear out.
Well, interestingly, with Showman on his extremely worn mediums and Teaksy on his fresh hards, Teaksy's making ground. So he's actually made up probably over a second on that last lap to Showman. So Showman comes into the pits now. Let's keep an eye on Teaksy as he comes around in 2nd place, around the last corner. What's he going to do here? He's not pitting, so he's doing at least another lap on those hards.
Yeah, so the current strategy I have for Dale at the moment, as Apex is also in the pits as well, I've got Dale doing 5 laps on softs, and then he did about 7 laps on mediums.
Right. Well, Adam has done, he's done 2 laps on those hards. So that was about all the patience he had for them.
And I just saw Showman go onto hard tyres, so Showman's getting the hard tyres out of the way. He has brimmed the tank to about 3/4.
Yeah, so he sits 6 seconds, about 4 seconds behind Tombo now. So wanting to chase Tombo down for third. Tombo's on soft tyres. He's going to probably stretch away over this lap, over Showman, and probably make around 4 or 5 seconds, you would think.
And just getting in Dodgy stop as well. He's come in off the soft tyres. He is leading Corbin. He was leading Corbin by about 30 seconds. He should pop out in front of Corbin. So the battle for 9th and 10th is well and truly on between those guys. With Dodgy going back to softs.
We'll keep an eye too here on the teammates. Showman in 4th and Sekis in 5th. Both in the Mustang, but Showman, who is leading at the moment, he is on those fresh hard tyres. Sekis is on the mediums, so given the time differential between hard and medium, you would think that Sekis is going to be all over him by the end of this lap. And immediately behind Sekis is Flossie on soft tyres. So we could have a 3-way battle here for 4th place by the end of this lap between those guys.
I'm really hoping Flossie's not out of turn with pit stops and is actually throwing his hat back in the ring after his first lap dramas. It'd be great to see him working his way back towards the top of the field. Fantastic recovery drive if he's not a pit stop out of order.
No,
yeah, well, he's gonna have to pit at the end of this lap. There's no doubt about it. He's very low on fuel.
Yeah, gotcha.
No, Flossie has made his way back into the race with strategy at the moment. 7 laps on mediums for his first stint, and then he was in at lap 10 to dump the hard tyres. So he's definitely back into the swing of things through strategy at the moment, and with the gaps between Apex and Adam and Dodgy, I'd expect him to pop out behind Adam, and if he can settle himself on the throttle with the medium tyres, he should be back into the fight a little bit and get a respectable result in that Toyota. As a bit up ahead, Showman gave up the position for Sekis, so Sekis is now up into 4th spot and driving away.
Not surprised.
Yeah, making the most of those medium. Making the most of that medium tyre run here as he gets past Showman. Showman will be looking to play the rear gunner role here and keep Flossie back. But we only have a couple of corners left on this lap, so we'll see. I would imagine we'll have to see Flossie pit. And he'll get rid of those soft tyres and most likely come out on some mediums.
Dale also came in, dumped the hard tyres. We'll have to see what he pops out on.
Yeah, our race leader in, so that gives the lead back to Scooter in the Jack of all trades BMW, which has been dominant amongst a lot of race series or globally at the moment, that BMW. 5 seconds behind him, we see Tombo. Making the most of those soft tyres at the moment, so never discount the Australia's fastest cripple.
I've got to say, Captain, you've been looking into your crystal ball there, mate, and after that little incident Tombo's had a few laps ago, he is well up and truly into the fight in the field at the moment in 2nd place.
Honestly, you can never rule the young man out.
So following behind Tombo, Sekis probably 8 seconds to the rear at the moment on those mediums. Now, Tombo last pitted lap 12, so he's done 4 laps on those softs. Sekis last pitted also lap 12. So at the moment, is this probably the point where the mediums become better than the softs, Touchy?
Yeah, definitely I would say that. I think Scooter 82 He's set himself up for a good middle part of the race here on the medium tyres. He should end up with a fairly big gap on Showman, who was the last guy to pit in and around Scooter. And we'll just have to wait and see where Dale falls into line after only just coming in for soft tyres.
So as the strategies continue to unfold, we have obviously different leaders on track, but different adjusted leaders too, because it's really hard to keep an eye through a halfway point of this race as to who is actually leading it.
There's about 5 or 6 people leading it at the moment with the way the tyres are working out and the way the strategies are working out, but Scooter's really setting himself up here to leapfrog both Seckers and Showman / Kazadro to pick up second spot on the Division 1 leaderboard.
Yeah, and Teaksy at the moment, who is in 5th place, when he pitted on that last lap, he put some soft tyres on. So he's 20 seconds to the rear of Scooter 82 leading it at the moment. But Teaksy certainly very much in the running here. And if he can make the most of those soft tyres here in that RX8 Vision, he could end up coming out well and truly giving himself a very handy lead. And of course, Apex, who we should never discount. Apex 1.7 seconds behind Teaksy in 6th place, also on soft tyres, and a lap older. But he will make the most of them in that Jag. The Jag probably has better outright pace than the RX Vision, but certainly the RX Vision from Mazda is very much a good all-round car, very similar to the BMW. Fantastic with conservation of fuel and tyres, but just probably lacks the all-out pace of the Jag. Would you agree?
Yeah, I drove the Mazda for the start of the season, and it is a little bit taily of a car, but once you get used to that, it drives fairly similar to your mid-rear cars that we have here in Grip 3, and you can really wring out the Mazda in the lower gears to save the tyres, save the fuel, and get a nice big punch out of the corner.
Well, at the moment, I'm watching Teaksy as he changes through gears. He's not looking to save fuel at all, I can tell you that. He is revving the shit out of that RX Vision and trying to get every bit of horsepower out of it that he can.
And he does have the fastest lap at the moment. We can't remember when that was placed, but a 3-minute 27.2 that's
I actually think that was set fairly early on. First 2 or 3 laps. I haven't seen that move. I've seen a couple of people that have been purple at the end of Sector 2 or Sector 3, whichever it might be. But yeah, no one's been able to topple that time yet, including Dale.
Yeah, set the fastest lap time early when the tyres are fresh, and I think he's just sort of settling in a pace at the moment. He may go again for the fastest lap towards the end of the race, but I think he's just trying to position himself for the overall race win as he's catching up to Showman, hand over fist at the moment. Both running the opposite ends of the tyre compounds. And we'll have to see if Dale can get past Showman fairly quickly, because he does have a hard charging Apex behind him as well in the Jaguar.
Showman has shown that Mustang has got some serious pace around here. He might be on hard tyres at the moment versus Teaksy softs, but he's not giving up ground easily at the moment. Showman is really getting the best out of that Mustang.
And Captain, you wanted a bit of an update on Flossie. He did come out about 20 seconds behind Adam V in 8th spot, but he is closing that gap ever so slightly to Adam V10. So Flossie still has a chance to be in it for a top 5 result potentially.
Yeah, good to see Flossie being able to claim some positions back.
Yeah, so back in 8th at the moment, 43 seconds off our leaders. Had a bit of a mishap early on, but yeah, certainly driving back through the field now and making up some ground here. As we go back up to the lead, Scooter 82 in that BMW. He's 4.8 seconds ahead of Tombo at the moment. He's probably got it. He's got another lap, maybe two left in that BMW.
And Tombo's in this lap.
Tombo is in. He'll get off those softs and he will fully fill that tank. You would imagine he's going to go on to mediums here. Has Tombo done his hard tyre run already, Touchy?
Tombo has not done his hard run, so I would expect to see Tombo and Dale in 4th and 3rd. Oh no, we need a replay of that one. Captain Dale and Showman went side by side through turn 1 and Showman ended up hitting the wall with a bit of damage.
Yeah, we can see Dale has the inside line, Showman on the outside. They are doing well so far to steer clear of each other. Dale just with the yeah, actually Dale completing quite a nice overtake, and Showman unfortunately just a little bit out of pace, out of line. And yeah, picks himself up a bit of a tap with the wall. Now has Apex Humper all over the back of him.
So yeah, Teaksy making the most of his soft tyres here as he gets past Showman and puts Showman back into the clutches of Apex, who is also on softs.
Yeah, I think there was just a case of Showman just drifting a little bit wide off the racing line, but that was a very good move in a very fast section of track. From Dale.
And just for the viewers watching at home, Teaksy at the moment is about 16.5 seconds off our leader, Scooter 82, and Tombo, who has come out in 7th, has put on hard tyres, so he will be looking to do a couple of laps on those hards and pit again.
And speaking of fastest laps, that fastest lap has changed as well. Flossie's picking that up with a 26.9. That would have been Flossie's last lap, I believe. Yes, that is correct. So
yeah, Flossie back in that Supra in 8th position, making the most of those soft tyres now and looking to stamp a bit of authority on this race for himself.
Although saying that as well, Dale is 2/10 purple over the bridge on lap 18. So there is a battle for the fastest lap as well as for position on track.
Dale is just out of the slipstream of Sekis in front of him, who Sekis is on the worn-out mediums and Dale on some fairly fresh softs. If he can get into some slipstream here, we could well see a new purple lap come from Teaksy.
He got the run out of the corner, but he's not making the ground.
He's in the slipstream now, but just as you get to the braking zone, so a little bit too late.
Apex down the inside of Showman for 4th position. So that was a big slipstream battle up through the straight there for Apex. So Showman just falling off a little bit with the hard tyres. Expect to probably see him come off them fairly soon after dropping a few positions.
Yeah, that Mustang does not like hard tyres at all, nor do any of the cars, but the Mustang seems to be suffering at the moment with the hard tyres significantly. Apex already out to nearly a 1 second lead over Showman. Scooter 82, our leader, into the pits.
Do you think this is going to be
3
Scooter's
litres.
last pit stop? 7 laps
No.
thereafter, set of mediums, might get him in the distance.
Oh, quite possibly, actually.
Has Scooter done his hard and his soft run, Touchy?
I'm pretty sure he has. Let me just go through the strat sheet and I will get back to you on that one.
Well, let's assume at this point that Scooter has done his required tyre runs and he's coming out on soft tyres, so he's not going to do 7 laps on soft tyres. That is not his last pit stop. Yeah. So 22 seconds off the lead at the moment. Teeksy, who is currently 4 seconds leading this race? Has he done his hard and his soft tyre run? Oh, he's on his soft tyre run now. Has Teeksy done his hard tyre run?
I believe he has. Yes, he has.
Okay, races.
So it.
Both those guys will have one more stop to do.
If Teeksy pits at this point, he will come out behind Showman. But Showman will have another. So they both have one more pit stop to do.
That's correct, yes. We're on the third run of stops at the moment. Scooter did 7 laps on mediums to hards. He then went from hards to mediums on lap 11. He's now on soft tyres after 6 laps.
So Apex is in second place at the moment on soft tyres. Has Apex done his hard tyre run?
Yes, he has. He came off the hards on lap 14.
So he has one pit stop to go as well.
Yeah,
Adam V is on soft tyres. Has he done his hard tyre run? I'm
yes,
pretty sure he has.
Adam has also done his hard run as well, so
also with one pit stop to go. Tombo is on his hards. He's definitely done his softs, so also with one pit stop to go. And then we're back to Scooter in 5th. So we have got a massive run, and all these guys that we expected, one pit stop to go, and they'll finish the race on their mediums.
And Corbin as well was the last of the stoppers to go to the hard tyres off mediums.
So Teeksy on soft tyres at the moment. He will do another lap at least on his softs. Apex will pit this lap. Adam V will pit this lap. His tyres are toast.
Oh, for sure.
Tombo is on hard tyres. He will pit this lap. He will put mediums on and be able to run to the flag on mediums, no doubt about it. Scooter 82 is currently running soft tyres. He'll get as much out of these as he can and need to make up as much of the gap. So we've got Flossie then in the Supra in 6th place on soft tyres. He will either pit this lap or the next. So we've got a flurry of pit stops happening in the next 2 laps, punters. Keep an eye on this because the next 2 laps are going to tell the story when everyone comes out of the pits and the strategies normalise. We will see a run to the flag. It's all about buying a ticket to the last 5 or 6 laps here in this race.
Expect Flossie to go another lap, and I'm expecting Tombo into the pits this time round. He's
So
off his hards.
Apex, Adam and Tombo all in the pits at the moment. Flossie goes by the pits. He's not stopping. Sekis is on soft tyres. He's coming around in 7th place with Showman just behind him. Both of those guys on soft tyres, and they're going another lap.
Apex is out on softs again. And so is Adam V as well, so these should be the last stop for these guys. Tombo is out on softs as well. And then I also just saw Dodgy as well into the pits. He's getting rid of his soft compound tyres.
So the pit stop is around 45 seconds. That puts Apex 43 seconds behind Dale Teeks at the moment. With Teeksy with one pit stop to go. So ladies and gentlemen, it is all on here at Sainte-Criox for the last 5 laps of this race. Apex in 6th place should overtake Teeksy and get the lead, but Adam V is only 1.3 seconds behind Apex, so we will have a 3-way battle for the lead. Well, Teeksy's only 23 seconds there. Oh. We will have a 3-way battle for the lead once Teeksy goes into pit here, guys.
Maybe Scooter might be able to stretch those soft tyres, because recalculating the stint, and he's lap 18 in on from mediums to softs. It's about 7 laps. That might be a stretch.
Geez, if Scooter can make it to the end on these tyres.
But it's a gamble worth taking, because if he can do that, he might be able to get away with the race win and second spot on the divisional ladder. So it is definitely a gamble worth taking, and he may have the fuel to run that as well, sitting around 3/4.
So the strategy's really coming into play here. We'll definitely see Teaksy in this lap. There is absolutely no doubt about that. His fuel is flashing. Scooter is 23 seconds to the rear of Teaksy, but that will hand him a 20-second lead, provided he doesn't have to pit. All he has to do is nurse these tyres home for the next 5 laps to make it.
And I am predicting both Dale and Flossie, when they go into pits, expect them to jump back out onto soft compound tyres, because I'm pretty sure they've run their 3 required compounds, or the 3 required compounds.
So as Teaksy comes around the last corner, he is in the pits. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out. He's got 3 litres of fuel, so he needs a full 5 litres of a full 5 laps of fuel pumped into that car. We've got Scooter 82 now coming around the last corner. He's on just under 3/4 of a tank on soft tyres. He's continuing on in that BMW. He will get the lead.
And
he will have it comfortably.
Best lap as well.
Oh, did we say nurse the tyres? I'm sure Scooter heard push the tyres. So Teaksy out of the pits now in second place. He is 10 seconds to the rear of Scooter. Fresh soft tyres. They both have similar fuel. Dale does have a little bit more, but so a little bit more fuel, a little bit more tyre. Can Teaksy run him down? That is the question here, because these guys are going to run to the end. There is no doubt about it. We've got Sekis in third place. He's 5 seconds to the rear, and he has enough fuel to go to the end. His tyres might give up on him towards the end. We've got Showman in fourth, right behind Sekis. The teammates will be working together here. They've got enough fuel, maybe enough tyre. Apex.
Sorry, who takes lead between the 2 teammates, between Sekis and Showman? Because they're both fighting for divisional honours as well. So we'll see if team orders get thrown out the window here for the last couple of laps.
You would think they'd have to. Sekis has just set a purple sector through that purple time through that first sector. So these guys are pushing it. You would think that team orders are out the window at this stage, and similar tyres, similar fuel. It's all on between those guys.
Their last laps, Showman was quicker by 0.03 of a second. So I would say at the moment, sure, they're trading lap times at the moment between these 2 guys.
Well, let's throw the cat amongst the pigeons here, because we've got Apex, who is 3 seconds to the rear of those guys on fresh soft tyres, with Adam V directly behind him. We know that Adam V does not, he won't do anything to slow Apex down. He'll definitely work with him to catch up to the guys in front. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So Adam V also on fresh soft tyres. Those guys will be working together to close the gap between Sekis and Showman, and really throw a spanner in the works here in the championship. But at this stage, Scooter 82, 10 seconds in the clear. It is his race to lose. All he has to do is make those soft tyres last another 4 laps and a couple of corners.
Yeah, look, and it's a nice buffer to have. 10 seconds. It really just means that he can nurse the tyres from this point onwards. He doesn't really need to push, because really Dale needs to push, and Dale needs to make the time. Scooter just needs to manage that gap. and Scooter could come away with a very big win.
Well, Dale has the fresh tyres. He has the tyres to push. So as we close down on the end of this race here with, and I'd always want, you don't want to be 10 seconds behind, but I'd always want to be the driver that has the ability to push, closing in on the last few laps.
Well, 3 laps to go. 4 laps to go. 10 seconds to find. You're probably looking at about 3 seconds a lap to find. Now that's a lot of time to find per lap on a shorter track. On a longer track here, where you can make mistakes, you can miss an apex or two. It's still an ask, but it is possible, and we just see the gap dropping below 10 seconds now. So Dale's on the charge.
Absolutely, he's just gone blue, so that's the fastest first sector of the lap that Teeksey's done so far this race. So he's definitely pushing that RX8 as we get down to 9.7 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that gap between these two, and as we draw towards the end of the lap, we'll let you know it really needs to be at about 6 or 7 seconds the end of this lap for Teeksey to have any chance. He's gone purple too. He's gone purple through the second sector, so Teeksey is pushing this RX Vision to the nth degree of its capability.
And Apex in 5th spot has fallen off the 2 quadrifolios a little bit. So Showman and Seckers both gapping the leading Drive25 Sim Sport Jaguar. And Adam V is not letting go of that tow rope of Apex Humper in 6th spot.
We know this is Adam V's. This is his modus operandi, isn't it? He follows behind. He's like the Iceman. He will chase you down until the last lap, and wait till you make a mistake, and then get you. This is how Adam V operates. He will sit behind Apex there and watch him through the entire last 4 laps of this, and wait for Apex to make a mistake. He'll be conserving tyres, he'll be conserving fuel, and if Apex doesn't make the mistake, then Adam should have the tyre and the fuel to force him into a position that he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah, exactly right. He's going to get a bit of a tow down the back straight here on lap 22. The 2 quadrifolios are coming up nice and close to each other for the final spot on the podium. That battle again, Showman does have the faster lap speed on Seckers, so I think team orders are out the window here, and I think it's going to be a battle between these 2 guys as to who's going to get the divisional spot. They are also fighting for a team's championship as well over Drive25 Sim Sport, so they'll want to be careful here not to make a bit of a hash of it or any contact and lose valuable time and precious points to Apex here. I don't know how the team's points work, but there's probably about I'd say about 800 points in it between the 2 teams at the moment as we head on to lap 23.
Well, guys, we said we'd keep you updated on the gap between the first 2. Teeksey has set a purple lap on lap 22 of the race, and he's brought the gap down to 8 seconds flat. So maybe not quite enough, but he is doing everything he can. He's set a 3:26.099 on the last lap, and Scooter has done 3:28.3, so 2.3 second difference. I don't think it's enough, Touchy. I don't think it's enough.
And Apex was into the wall out after turn 2. Adam V had the perfect opportunity to get past, except he gave him the push. He gave Apex the push.
Well, that is what Adam V does. He'll do the strategy. He'll play the long game. He'll wait until the last lap before he gets Apex.
Yeah, but are they going to be able to get close enough to battle it out with the Quadrifoglio guys and maybe even go for a podium position? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to come down to the last lap, everything, isn't it? And
yeah, absolutely. Well, they're 1.8 seconds at the moment behind the Quadrifoglio guys, but they do have significantly better tyres, so I would imagine they will make up that gap. And if the two can work together, both of them will get in front of Showman and Sekas before the end of the race.
And after 18 rounds, God knows how many races each round, God knows how many laps, and you could only guess at how many kilometres we've driven this season. It's coming down to the last 2 laps of an hour and a half enduro, and we still can't pick who's going to win this race. It may seem obvious with Scooter having a 7-second lead, but Dale is clawing that gap in hand over fist in second spot.
Yeah, he is punching that RX Vision at the moment. It is making ground hand over fist over Scooter 82. We just don't know if he's making enough at this end of the race to be able to do it. He'll certainly be under the wing there on that last lap. Will he have enough in the tank? But Scooter 82's tyres are looking sad at the moment, and Teeksies are looking fantastic. So look, he might have fallen short of the 3 seconds on that last lap to make up the gap, but I think with the law of diminishing returns, we could see that gap shrink greater as the last few laps tick on.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that, Devil. As the race wears on and as the tyres wear away, that 3 seconds to make is just looking so much easier. And Dale's on it again for another hot lap here towards the end of this enduro. And I'm just keeping an eye on the battle for third, because the two Quadrifoglio guys, their tyres are starting to look worse for wear as well. And Apex and Adam are closing in as well. We're 2 laps to go, and I can't call it.
Well, we said 3 seconds a lap, guys, is what Teeksy had to make up. We're under 6 seconds between the two, with 2 laps to go. So, look, he could be on par there. Sekas 10 seconds to the rear of him, with Showman all over the back. Those guys are playing the team game at the moment. But Apex is almost within slipstream of these two guys now. He is 1.3, 1.4 seconds to the rear. And his tyres are looking a lot better than Showman, so they will be, both Apex and Adam V will be within slipstream range by the end of this lap, given the tyre differential between them, and they will have one lap to chase them down for a podium position.
1 lap is all you need. We have also had some insider knowledge from KZ, who is being his boots are being filled by Showman tonight. No team orders. Game on. If Showman can overtake Sekas, he's going to take that podium place. If Sekas can hold out, he's going to take that podium place. So I don't think these guys are going to battle too much and risk, like we say, bring Apex and Adam into it. So a couple more laps, I reckon these Scuderia guys are going to hold true to their positions and really just look to consolidate some solid team points and take away that team's championship. They're leading by a good 600 or 700 points at the moment, but who knows? Anything can happen.
And
yeah.
Keep an eye on Flossie. So just real quick, keep an eye on Flossie. He just pitted in for a fresh set of soft tyres, so he'll be going for that purple lap of Dale's.
Looking to push that super and get a few bonus points. So Sekas tyres are looking a little bit better than Showman's at the moment. So if there were team orders, you would say stay in the positions you're in. But without those team orders at the moment, it is all on. Showman is going to have to wring the neck out of his car to get in front of Sekas. And with Apex coming right up behind him now, is he going to play rear gunner? Is he going to do the team thing here and say, no, I'm just going to keep you behind me and let Sekas maximise points?
And we're coming into the final lap here of this super exciting race, and it's 4 seconds. Dale's got to find 4 seconds in one lap to take to even look at being close to Scooter. And I don't think he can do it. I think Dale's definitely in the much stronger position, but I don't think he can find 4 seconds.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a tough ask. That I mean, the time is fluctuating between them by
Apex
tenths.
down the inside of Showman for 4th spot. Pulls out just at the last second, but Showman's been left out to dry, hung out to dry. He has no tyres.
Yeah, this is a hard battle for Showman here now. Geez, he's really got Apex all over the back of him here. Showman really having to make that Mustang as wide as he possibly can. Apex gives him a little bit of a bump there, says hurry up. He's right under his bumper here. And Adam V giving him a little bit of a nudge along that straight. These guys are all on for second place here, or battling for third place, sorry, not second. These guys will be battling for third place here, but Showman has now dropped 2 seconds to Seckers. Yeah, he's
on that Apex there, and they've gone right to the right-hand side here. Showman going heavy defending. Apex looking, he sits back onto the racing line. Showman's not going to move there. And Apex will have to do it around the outside or on the switchback, but Adam gives him a little bit of a hurry through, and Apex is through. Apex is through for 4th spot.
Oh, yes, he has closed it off there. So now Adam V has got the work ahead of him now. He's got to get in front of Showman as well. So Apex getting 4th place, and I don't think he'll make up the gap to 3rd because, geez, I'll tell you what, Showman has really played the team game there and rear-gunned for Seckers in a great way. He's given him more than 2 second lead over Apex.
And Adam down the inside there, easy move on Showman. Showman, yeah, he's played his role. I think he realised he was out of tyre, and he just held up those two guys just at that final part of the final sector. And I think that's going to save Seckers, because Seckers is also out of tyre as well. But I don't think Apex and Adam can find 2 seconds. And the gap between Scooter and Dale back up the front is down to 2 seconds as we come to the straight, to the back straight. Both guys are flashing red on the fuel gauge. And Scooter is out of tyres as well.
Oh, Scooter's left-hand tyres are gone. They are fully red, race fans. So anyone who has driven a car in Gran Turismo knows what it's like to drive a car when the tyres are fully red. We're down to 1.6 seconds now. Dale Teeks has made up nearly a full second on that back straight here at the moment. As we come in through the last section of twists and turns, this is where Scooter's really going to hurt, because those left-hand tyres are not going to get any grip at all. It's like driving with concrete tyres on ice, ladies and gentlemen. We're down to a second now. Teeksy is burrowing into this lead. We're under a second.
He can absolutely
Keep an eye out on that lead for the battle there for me, gentlemen, because I'm keeping an eye out on Apex and Adam V, because Seckers is in the same boat as well. He's got no tyres, and Apex and Adam V are hunting him down like a pack of hyenas. Back to you guys for the final corner.
The final right-hander, Scooter he's got a half-second gap. He will cross the line. He will cross the line in the lead. So well done, Scooter 82. A third of a second over Dale Teeks. One more lap and it was done and run, ladies and gentlemen. Scooter has timed it perfectly. As Seckers now crosses the last corner. Apex has crossed up. He's had a tank slapper. Adam V will get 4th. So Seckers crossing the line in third. Adam V will get 4th. Followed by Apex. Oh, a tank slapper on the last corner. Then Showman in 6th. Tombo will cross the line in 7th. Flossie will bringing that Supra home now in 8th on those fresh soft tyres. He didn't get the fastest lap like he wanted to, but he will bring that thing home in 8th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we said that the strategy would play out to bring everyone close towards the end of the race, and we weren't wrong. Less than half a second between first and second, and geez, did Teaksy chase him down, but Scooter timed it perfectly towards the end of this race.
Flossie takes the biscuits for the fastest lap of 25.6 on the final lap. He must have found an extra gear in that Supra.
Oh, he did too. Well done, Flossie. So Dodgy crossing the line now in that Mercedes in 9th place. And Corbin, he's still got a bit to go in 10th place.
Yeah, look, a well-run race from Dodgy and Corbin. We know Corbin does struggle with the tyre wear on the controller. And he was, you can see there, he just wants to finish the season off.
Sekis has just joined our comms box here. Sekis, are you online?
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
Tell us about your race, mate. 3rd place. Were there team orders between you guys out there?
Nah, no team orders. I had to kind of try and guide Showman through the 7 laps on the softs at the end because he'd never done that before. And
Showman certainly played a good rear gunner act for you there in that last lap or two in keeping Adam V and Apex at bay, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was like, mate, just, do what you can. Just don't give us any penalty points because the team championships could reflect.
So you guys were obviously talking throughout the race?
A little bit.
Yep.
Not too much though.
So it's Scooter 82 with a perfectly timed victory here in round 18 and the ultimate round of season 13 in wheel-to-wheel action. We've also had Flossie join the commentary box here. Flossie, tell us about your race here, mate. How did that unfold and what you were feeling towards the end of it?
How'd that unfold? That was 90 minutes of shit. Sorry, but
you went hard there towards the end, though, mate. And
I needed something from the race, so I thought I'd just a cheeky 25. Why not?
Yeah, we noticed you made it. You made a few mistakes at the start of the race there, mate. Was that just not being used to the tyre compound you chose to start off with, or
No, it just, for whatever it was, the car just wasn't feeling good tonight.
Look, it's a hard car to get the handle on. It's fast, but it can be very technical to drive. Adam V, you've joined our comm box here as well. Tell us about those last couple of laps, Adam. What were you thinking there, mate?
I was just trying to work with Apex to get close to the Scooter rear guys and hopefully challenge them. We got one of them, but fortunately we weren't able to get Seckers. But it was good fun.
When Apex had that tank slapper on the last corner, was that just like serving up candy to a kid?
Well, I was, but I felt a bit bad. I sort of slowed down and thought, I should have let him pass again, but no, the finish line was too close. So, but yeah, it was fun working with Apex again.
Trust me, Adam, I
some memories.
was saying to Showman that you're probably bumping him along to catch up to us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dodgy.
Slip down the back straight.
Yes, sir.
Dodgy, a night to forget, mate.
No, not at all. For me to get anywhere above 13 in Div 1 is freaking awesome.
The Mercedes is suited well to this track.
Yeah, it's lacking a bit of top end. It doesn't hit the 70s or anything along the straights, unfortunately for me. And going a whole night without slip being at the rear is going to leave you back there. But no, I had a nice, peaceful time. I'm glad my season in Div 1 is over. I may look forward to getting in the top half of a Div next season. We'll wait and see.
A quick question there for you, Dodgy. Do you feel like your pace has improved spending a season in top split?
I wouldn't say the pace has improved because I've changed to VR and I'm a lot slower in VR. I do believe the drive etiquette has improved. So yeah, I'm a bit more aware of my surroundings after being in Div 1, that's for sure. But yeah, it's improved the driving, just not the speed.
All right, Scooter. Scooter's in our comm box as well. He's got his mic on mute, but I'd like to hear from Scooter if he is able to talk. Scooter, tell us about that last lap, mate. You were being hunted by Teexy in that RX Vision. Your tyres were absolutely toast. What was going through your mind, mate?
Yeah, it's safe to say I was a bit worried that last lap. I think when I'd practiced the strategy, the tyres had fared a bit better, so I'm not sure if that's the time of day, but I realised that I think starting the last lap, I realised my tyres were in pretty sorry state. Almost I thought that Dale was going to be pitting again for some reason. I think I'd forgotten that he'd already done his hard stint, so I was looking back and realised that he wasn't pitting on the last lap. I thought, oh man, I might be in trouble here. But yeah, it was definitely just being so careful on that last lap. But made it.
Yeah, and Dale, you were looking to hunt him down, mate. Was there ever a thought in your mind that said, yeah, I've got this, I've got a real good chance here?
Not really, because I was counting down kind of time, the gap and then laps remaining, and yeah, it never really quite worked out mathematically wise. I think it was just really early on in the race that getting damage on the in lap on the first stint was kind of what maybe hurt me there. But no, I mean, brilliant work by Scooter to be able to do 7 laps on softs at the end and still just hold it together. He didn't put a foot wrong on those last few laps. I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, he made those tyres on the M6 last brilliantly. Well, he used every bit of rubber that there was on those tyres. There's no doubt about it. And it came down to less than half a second between you guys. So,
yeah,
fantastic result from...
If the last corner was a right-hander, I think that might have been a bit more troublesome for him, but beyond that, I had nothing.
You're absolutely right.
Were you second-guessing yourself, Scooter, on that final stop to whether to use softs or mediums, or were you knowing you were going to use softs and we're going to make the softs last for that final stint?
Well, I think with the final stop I had to use the soft because I didn't use it at all. My strategy was always to do that, but I was 50-50 if it was, if they were going to last long enough, and I suppose they technically did, but they held on just long enough to get me to the end.
Are you bloody kidding me? You went through that whole race with one stint on softs?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I give up.
How quick was his medium stint to start the race off on, though? How quick that was really good pace to start the race off. That was a good way to set the tone, though. You were quick in that first stint, man.
So, Dodgy, can I jump in and drop a little hint? We are going to be revealing our weather god for this season, and if I can drop just a wee little hint, he's actually already in this chat.
Well, yes, he is. He's snuck his way into the chat, and he has had a very long season. The whole 18 weeks of having to put up with us whinging, put up with the threats. If he puts more rain on a track, someone's going to come after him. And not only that, he's had to deal with Stefco all season. Now, that is a work of art in itself, having to do that, and a bit of Tombo here and there. So maybe if he wants, he can come on forward and tell us how difficult it has been for the season. Come on in, Weather God.
I suppose it hasn't been too bad, all things considered, but I'm glad that it's...
The race winner has been our Season 13 Weather God.
Good on you, Scooter.
Love it.
So that's been two New Zealand weather gods in a row. No wonder why we've had so much rain the last couple of seasons here at Will to Will.
Well, I figured that even though people... even if people, aren't too fond of the rain, I feel like no one's going to bother coming over the Tasman to come get me about it, so...
I'd just be more worried they're going to take the kangaroos off Mount Panorama and start putting sheep on there.
Let's not get into jokes with New Zealanders and sheep, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for another fantastic season at Wheel to Wheel. You guys have put on a fantastic Division 1 race to finish off the season. Scooter 82 coming out on top with obviously the overall winning strategy and has made the most out of that car and those tyres. Keep in mind, it might be the end of the season, but we have on June 10th coming up the manufacturer's draft and race format and driver reveal for the Interleague Championship that we're all very excited about. And on June 24th, the main event between Wheel to Wheel, Sector 1, Trailblazers, Trackstars will all be competing in that championship. And of course, we have a couple of drivers representing Wheel to Wheel. There'll be a couple of drivers from the other E-leagues all competing against each other to finally determine which is the fastest league on Gran Turismo in Australia. So we're all very excited about that. For the stream tonight, I want to thank my fellow commentators. Touchy, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. Devil, and it's been a pleasure to watch the final race of the season come down to about 3/10. So it's been great fun.
And on visuals, we had the Captain Lowside. Once again, mate, thank you very much for your efforts tonight. It's not an easy job on visuals. You've done it splendidly.
Oh, thank you very much, Devil. You are too kind. It's an absolute pleasure to be here and wrapping up the season. And as we have already mentioned, we are done for our season, but we are not done for our streams. So next Saturday night, we have our big GTSS Interclub Challenge. Be on the lookout for that. Be a very fantastic race. Eyeballs should be peeled.
Yeah, absolutely. So before season 14 starts, the Interleague Championship will commence. It'll be a fantastic event. Everyone should be glued to their TVs to watch this. And like always, gentlemen, until the next race, keep the wheels straight and in between the lines.
Thanks, Deb.